Assalamualaikum. I am Danish Bin Ramli, representing SMK Tengku Mizan Zainal Abidin. I am 17 years old and my hobby is playing video games and reading novels. I attend my primary school at SKIPG Campus Dato' Razali Ismail. Before coming to STEMZA, I was a student at SMK Lembah Bidong, Situ, Terengganu. When I was in Form 2 and Form 3, I was chosen as the state's representative for chain storytelling, Scrabble, and also debate competition. I also have a black belt in Taekwondo. A black belt represents an achievement through years of dedication and commitment. Although my educational choice is around academy, I have also found enjoyment in programming and concert band. I'm the youngest of 2 siblings. My brother is an English teacher, currently teaching at SK Precinct 82 Putrajaya. My father is an early retired due to his heart condition, and my mother is a personal nurse. I have but one ambition, and that is to become a software engineer. Today, I would like to do a review about a book written by William Shakespeare entitled King Lear. This brilliant masterpiece was first published on 1608 and consists of 160 pages. This version of the book is published by HarperCollins Production. First of all, I want to tell you a bit of a backstory about the author. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, actor, widely known as the greatest writer in the English language. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of some 39 plays, 154 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses, some of uncertain authorship. His plays have been translated into every major languages and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. They also continue to be studied and reinterpreted. Shakespeare was born and raised in Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children, Susanna and the twins, Hamnet and Judith. Sometime between 1585 and 1592, he began a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of a playing company called Lord Chamberlain's Men, later known as the King's Men. At age 49, around year 1613, he appears to have retired to Stratford, where he died 3 years later. Few records of Shakespeare's private life survive. This has stimulated considerable speculation about such matters as his physical appearance, his sexuality, his religious beliefs, and whether the works attributed to him were written by others. Shakespeare produced most of his known works between 1589 and 1613. His early plays were primarily consist of comedies and histories, and are regarded as some of the best work produced in these genres. He then wrote mainly tragedies until 1608. Among them are Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, King Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth, all considered to be among the finest work in the English language. In the last phase of his life, he wrote tragic comedies and collaborated with other playwrights. Many of William Shakespeare's plays were published in editions of varying quality and accuracy in his lifetime. However, in 1623, 2 fellow actors and friends of Shakespeare's, John Hemingway and Henry Condell, published a more definitive text known as the First Folio, a posthumous collected edition of Shakespeare's dramatic works that included all but 2 of his plays. The volume was prefaced with a poem by Ben Jonson, in which Jonson presently hailed Shakespeare in a now famous quote, not of an age, but for all time. King Lear is an aging monarch with no male heir. He has 3 daughters named Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia. Because King Lear has no male heir to inherit his kingdom, he decided to divide his kingdom among his 3 daughters and their husbands. How, you might ask? He asked them to give speeches, proving their love towards him. Goneril, as the eldest, speaks first. She tells her father that her love for him is boundless. Regan, as the middle child, speaks next. Her love, she says, is even greater than Goneril's. Finally, it is Cordelia's turn to express the depth of her love for her royal father. But when queried by Leia, Cordelia replies that she loves him as a daughter should love a father, no more and no less. She reminds him that she also will owe devotion to a husband when she marries, and therefore cannot honestly tender all her love toward her father. King Lear sees Cordelia's reply as rejection. In turn, he disowns Cordelia, saying that she will now be a stranger to his heart. King Lear then divides his kingdom between Goneril and Regan, giving each an equal share. Later in the book, Lear repents of his sins, but to no use. Cordelia, the book's single truly moral and kind character, is not rewarded for her goodness and dies as well. While every man suggests redemption is possible through sacrifice and moral purity, King Lear asserts the opposite. Personally, I find this book to be quite interesting to read. This is a cautionary tale about our inability to recognize virtue and vice, the tendency to read the signs wrong, about valuing petty words over devoted action, Lear wrong a soft-talking child, while failing to recognize the ambition, not love, motivates the cheap words of each man's other child. Definitely a must-read. That is all from me. Thank you very much for listening.